Now, there's a myth, I would probably use the word myth, where people actually think that the publicists, they're rock stars. They get to roam around with the bands. They get to travel here and there. They make lots of money, which is a myth. That's the reason I said. So, what's your take on all this? I mean, you might have heard about this from.
We get perks. I've got a lifetime of perks in my memories, in my closet, in t-shirts, on my wall, and all my passes that I like to collect. Again, I'm a fan, so those are like the riches. Being able to travel the world, literally doing press tours with bands like Ministry and Anthrax and Testament at the height of their career, and Lamb of God. That to me is the reward. Really, that's it. Learning, meeting new people. I met you because of this. It's like I met thousands of people because of this, and it's really cool. And I bet 25 years from now I could call you up and it'd be like, oh, cool, how are you?
Yeah.
It's a community. It's really nice.
Yeah. So, like you said, community, it's more like a very small community, and it all comes full circle in the end. I mean, no matter what happens, each of those support is pretty much required in our world, right?
We're all important. We all play a real role. No one is beneath anyone, and we're all equally important.
Absolutely. Now, yeah, Adrenaline deals with a lot of labels. I mean, you have the entire UDR with you guys, and of course, you handle Exodus and various of the band. So, what's is that something which you guys plan out? Like casually, or it depends from label to label how you guys deal with the bands.
It's all very individual. Like each different artist or label that hires has a different need and a different campaign. We strategize and we customize for them. Like you mentioned UDR before, they'll come to us with, we have Saxon and Girls School in Europe and Motorhead or whatever. So we'll put together like a timeline and go, all right, well, what has to be done first?
Yeah.
And we just strategize that way, trying to stay ahead of it and pushing behind it at the same time.
Yeah, wonderful. That's really cool. Now, talk about the motivational role model, but who's your biggest motivational role model?
I would say Sharon Osbourne, Marsha Vlasic. These are women and Gloria Cavalera, Gloria Butler, Wendy Dio. These women have really paved the way and really strong, and nobody messes with them, and I like that.
That's wonderful. So, if I would have to ask you, what kind of role model would you like to be?
Just a positive person for someone, just somebody to feel positivity, that it's possible, and that anything's possible, and you can turn anything around.
That's wonderful. Now, I always wondered in the field. I mean, I don't think it's a fixed 9 to 6 kind of a job, which you have a phone with you and you're available all the time. So is there something like a fixed holiday in Maria's calendar where she's like, no, I'm not going to touch the phone, no mails, nothing?
No.
Not at all. So how do you unwind? I mean, what do you do to get off your mind off work? Because
honestly, my dogs, I have really cute Chinese Shar-Peis.
Mm-hmm.
They make me happy. I love to travel. I love to cook. I love food. I like to share food with people and create dishes like art. That's my sanity, I guess. But I love this too, and that's why I am always reachable. I thank God, I'm knocking on wood, I've never really needed a break. I did take a break at one point in my career, 1997. Actually, I'll fast forward to 1999. I went to cooking school. I signed up to become a chef at a school.
Nice.
And I was working at TVT Records at the time, and I went on vacation, and I came back. It was over the Christmas holidays, and I was just about to start school, and I lost my job, and I was like, you know what? I'm done. And I really thought I was walking away from the music business and going into the world of food and culinary, adventure. And I had an accident. I was crossing the street, and I was hit by a truck. So it kind of, I'm okay, though. It ended that career and brought me back to music, which obviously I think was meant to be.
Wow. So if it went for what you are today, probably you might ended up being a chef.
Definitely.
Wow. So, would you, I mean, still choose this career knowing what you know now?
Yeah. Yeah, this was like an accident. I hate to say this, and I don't want to steer people wrong. Education's really important, but
Right.
I didn't go to college. I didn't have any fortune like that to, have the ability to go to school and get any training, really doing anything. I make jokes that I stepped in shit. I was lucky, and I just met the right people, and they were doing something that I was interested in, and it turned into a career. And it's awesome, and I really feel a part of it. I feel like I've made a mark, and I've helped people, and it's changed history, and I have the photos to prove it. It all really happened, and it feels really good.
That's right. Wonderful. Now, before I conclude, what sort of qualities would, does Edwin look forward to when it's about working with maybe an online magazine or a print magazine?
Professionalism, like really professionalism. Sometimes it's okay if it's not, ranked the most viewership or the highest circulation. If it's somebody that's really trying hard and you could tell they're doing a good job, they're developing their thing, just it's okay to work with people like that. I think it is. And I've had actually situations where there was a fanzine writer a million years ago that I worked with on Ministry. He wanted to interview them, and I said, "What's your circulation?" He said 500. I said, "Oh God." I said, "If anybody asks, tell them 5,000, and I'll set you up the interview." And 3 years later, he was the editor at Revolver magazine, and he reminded me. He goes, when I was starting out, you helped me, blah 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 blah. And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I don't forget that. And those kind of things are what makes it all happen.
Wow. So, I would, these are my words, but obviously many others would feel the same, that you have provided a platform for a lot of, online metal magazines and even print media in terms of how things have changed and probably the amount of trust and faith you have in them.
Yeah. And even like newspapers, like that's pretty mainstream, daily and weekly newspapers. But they get our press releases, they get our phone calls, they respond, they appreciate that we're delivering them, quality tools to use, whether it's news or photos or, music. We're giving them something that they could fill their pages with, which is what their readers want. So it's very reciprocal, and it's really professional and nice.
Awesome. Maria, thanks for sparing some time. Wow, it's good to know about you, although you started your career way back when I wasn't even born, I guess. But it's good to have a chat with you. Thanks a lot, and thanks to Natalie as well as all the the beautiful ladies who have been really great to work with, and always an honor to work with you, to communicate with you, and all I can say is thanks for everything.
Thank you, man. You're awesome, and you're the one that's doing the amazing job.
Thanks.
That's the reality.
That means a lot coming from you, Maria. Thank you.
It's true. It's true.
Thank you so much. And